Hey, good morning, everybody. It is, well, it's actually afternoon, so sorry. Good afternoon, everybody. It is December 7th. It's just a few minutes past noon, and I want to talk about something that Donald Trump sent out a social media truth message uh, about 4 or 5 hours ago. So somewhere between 7 and 8 a.m. on the Eastern Standard Time. It started out with, just the bluster, the typical Donald Trump bluster. And anybody who likes it really must just, they probably loved Joe Isuzu from the 80s, where David Leisure played the character where he would just tell people anything and everything they could potentially ever want to hear, even though none of it was true. So Donald Trump starts out with, can you imagine, question mark, question mark, question mark, the Democrats under crooked Joe Biden's administration who always use extreme force and jail time to destroy their political opponents wanted to put Congressman Henry Cuellar and his wife Imelda in prison for 15 years. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. It infuriates me that people actually even listen to this man. They know what he's doing, and they fall for it. They fall for it. They fall for it. Henry Cuellar had not been convicted yet, but he was charged. And I don't know whether he was guilty or not. That would have been up for a grand jury to decide. That's the way our American legal system works. And I know Donald Trump doesn't like the way our American legal system works because it held him accountable. And he never wants to be held accountable. He wants to be able to do what he wants, when he wants, how he wants, and to hell with everybody else. And for you who vote for him, that is exactly what he wants. So it's what's next in his truth message that really kind of is the issue. He, of course, says that the Biden administration did it because Henry Cuellar was in favor of putting up a wall and border security, which is the Republican go-to to try and pretend that they care about something and Democrats don't. So he ends with that he talked to, or that he did not talk to any of them, but that he had read from a letter the daughters had wrote. So that he decided, God was going to be good to him, so he was going to be good to this guy, and God was going to appreciate that he went ahead and pardoned this guy. But then he goes, and I'm going to read this one, so I want you to understand I'm reading it directly from the end of his Truth Social post, and that was, they were treated so, with 4 O's, badly. I signed the papers and said to people in the Oval Office that I just did a very good, perhaps life-saving thing. God was very happy with me that day! Exclamation point. Then, capital, it happened! Exclamation point, exclamation point. Only a short time after signing the pardon, Congressman Henry Cuellar announced that he will be running for Congress again in the great state of Texas, a state where I received the highest number of votes ever recorded as a Democrat, continuing to work with the same radical left scum, I tell you, that just, sorry, that was actually not in it. The scum I tell you was not in it. I apologize. I was trying to read it. So, the scum that just weeks before wanted him and his wife to spend the rest of their lives in prison, and probably still do. Such a lack of loyalty. Something that Texas voters and Henry's daughters will not like. Oh well, next time, no more Mr. Nice Guy! Exclamation point, President Donald J. Trump. Okay, so aside from my horrible reading skills, of adding in my personal inflections that maybe weren't his. But the reality is, there he is. He's calling the radical left scum because he's a name caller. That's all he is. Fourth grade little schoolyard bully who's never grown up. His father, Fred Trump, obviously, no matter what people say, obviously never paddled his ass like he should have. Because Donald Trump still acts like a little fourth grade bully. And I'm sorry, I'd throw in the title of Judy Blume's The Fourth Grade Nothing. Because that's really what he is, a nothing. There's 77 million people that gave him tremendous power, but he will eventually lose that power, no matter how hard he tries to hold on to it. And as he grasps, as you grasp tighter, more will fall through your hands. He is all about loyalty. So he pardoned this guy, and now he expected what? The guy to become a Republican all of a sudden? Hey, 99 times out of 100, I disagree with the Republican Party, but because Donald Trump went ahead and pardoned me, I should go ahead and now be a Republican. And yeah, with Henry Cuellar, it's probably more of a 60-40. He's a little bit of a conservative Democrat, which there's nothing wrong with that. That's because Democrats are a big tent party. We actually have center left, center, and even some center right in the party, where the Republicans only have the center right in very few numbers. Those are the ones they call rhinos. And then they have the hardcore extremists. That's just the reality. I mean, I know Republicans will never believe me because it would require them to actually read and think. And I know I'm harassing Republicans right now, but this is the man you voted for. That he's clearly saying that because he pardoned somebody, that person should join his party and work with him and do what he wants, no matter what the guy has always believed. Show Donald Trump loyalty, because that's the way dictators work. That's the way fascists work. But the one thing about fascists and dictators is you've got to always agree with them, because the second you step out of line, you're the Republican in name only, as people like Thomas Massie is finding out. So I think if you're a Republican and you voted for this guy, you have more than enough evidence to either know that he is what he is, which is a child who wants to be a dictator, or you don't see it, and then honestly, you're never going to see it. And I know that. And that's okay. You have the right. That's the beauty of living in the United States of America, created by the Founding Fathers, to be a liberal, secular nation. You have rights. Under your guys' view, under Donald Trump's view, those rights will be diminished for the people who don't think like you all do. Just put that in the back of your mind, because over the next couple of years, you're gonna realize that you all screwed up. All right. Well, have a nice day. And it is again, it's December 7th. Apologize, I did have to pause it for a moment. Normally I try to do everything in one take, but the rest of it was done in two takes. One about 2 minutes before the pause, and then the rest after the pause. All right, thanks. Y'all have yourselves a great day. We can do better.